we've got we've got other things that we can do if he's not.
Yeah.
Hi, Wenwei, how are you?
I'm okay. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Wenwei.
Yeah, it was a good radio show.
So I was watching it today thinking, oh yeah, I could do that. So yeah.
Are you well?
Good. Yeah, fine, thanks. You all right?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Just finished work.
Yeah, you still go. Yeah, you're still going in.
Well, I'm working from my bedroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same as Jason.
So the first one's going to be very simple. With your playing hand, using your forehand where the thumb is showing, just try and balance the ball with your right hand. Yeah. Just for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
That's a flash bat, Brandon.
He's got his mirror back.
A flashy bat.
Yeah, I know. Now, we're going to try with our left hand now. So you can just swap the bat into your left hand. And with the thumb showing.
I don't know.
Right then. Fran, the quiz master. Christo. Right then. Title of the quiz, Fran? What's the title of the quiz? Does it work? Yeah.
Hey, here we go.
I'm excited, Chris.
Yeah, can't wait. So I said mug to Nikki.
Well, evening everyone. Yep, that's me. All the gear and and I think this week's was a very difficult one, but you've all shown brilliant creativity with many of your projects, and even using mixed media. So well done, everyone. We have 18 entries, and there will be winners for the following categories: story, composition, technique, and project. So on to the first slide, please.
Yes, so everybody's ready.
Oh, love it.
Sausage roll.
So here we have Harry's, which is obviously showing great creativity in lockdown, on film as well, which thanks to Nikki we were able to put up on the screen.
Rolling down.
And I don't know, this was just made you sort of feel very joyous in these strange times that we're in, that still things like that are able to be done, and
Lovely.
it's lovely. Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you.
So thank you, Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
Owen.
Owen here. And I think this is, I mean, I like the fact that I've got the Owen sent a black and white and a colour photograph. I don't know what the doggie's name is. I can't remember.
Should we find out?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where are you, Owen? Mr. Brown. Hang on, I'll unmute you. What's the dog's name?
Olive.
Olive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, is that a rainy day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a sort of a shot demonstrating kind of, I suppose, how probably we all feel when it rains or we can't get out or we're not allowed out. And I really and the composition. So well done, Owen. That's great.
Nice one. Nick's put in the chat, how much is that doggy in the window?
Oh, very. And here we have obviously Heidi creating her own creative lockdown project. I don't know how tall that got, Tim, but it's brilliant. Again, very joyous shot, good use of colour by Heidi, and I don't know, just showing that life and projects carry on during these times.
No,
so,
that was, I don't know when that happened. Yesterday morning we're doing that, and it's just nice to not to be looking at a screen, because it's one thing me on a screen sort of working, call it a job, but but she's I sit at my laptop and all she wants to do is build a bridge on my phone. So it's good that she's got those to play with because it's good for her.
Yeah.
She's building a bridge.
She is building a bridge.
You didn't take this down.
Lovely shot from Fran on lockdown. Great use of light coming in from the side.
Fran.
Yeah, showing us. I don't know, very, very sort of. I'm trying to use a different word, but sort of poignant. I wonder what Fran's thinking in this shot about life.
Thinking about your quiz question.
Quiz, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely lovely shot, and thank you for sending it in. Brilliant.
And you said earlier you like the fact that Fran's to the side with space behind.
Lovely use of space as well.
Really nice.
Well, here we have Pippa. Obviously, after her, well, we can unmute her today, don't we? Should we do that?
Yeah, she's not in mine today. So
yeah.
Can we hear the story behind this?
Because this story is fantastic.
Sorry, Pippa. I'll keep unmuting you, and then you keep muting yourself. Yeah, there you go.
Yay! Am I there? Hello. Am I there? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I decided I would go for it after I was dressed up last week, and I was just playing with facial expressions and curious to know how much of a person's face you need to see in order to understand what they're actually feeling. But when I then put the pictures together, what it made me really think about is how all the emotions are playing out. Even though we're all in lockdown and we're not in front of each other face to face, we're all still going through such extreme emotions. And some of us maybe are hiding our emotions, and some of us are being more open about our emotions. So I guess this was just an experiment with what it's like to put on a face. And the last picture is how I feel when I'm with my BTTC friends, because I know I don't need to put on any face when I'm with you. I can just be myself.
Oh,
well, that's
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and that's very, very impressive. This, and also, Pippa, didn't you learn a new technique doing this as well?
Yeah, this was an app. It was like a collage app. So I knew what I wanted to do is I wanted to create lots of different kind of snapshot pictures. So I found an app, and it was actually surprisingly easy to use. So I had lots of fun with it. And the filter is actually a slightly silvery filter, because when I tried it in the most absolute black and white, you actually lost a lot of the expression and the mood of the picture. So I liked it with this slightly, I mean, it almost looks slightly sepia, but actually it's the kind of last but one filter on going into the monochrome set. But I just really liked
what's the app called?
The app is called, hold on, I had to do it on my phone as well because my computer was broken. I'll write where is it? It's called Picket Collage. I'll write it in it looks like that.
Collage.
Yeah. And basically you choose your collage, and then you've got different options, and then you fill it in depending on how many pictures you want to use.
And this is something
so it's really nice and simple, and it was free.
Yeah.
It was free. I'm all about the free apps. So I can't afford to keep buying lots of apps. So
Pippa, I've never used this before, but there's a free app called Collageable. You know
I'll buy that too.
Jen from the Hand in Hand used it, and it's quite nice for, you get 3 or 4 photos and you make a little collageable. Good for your social media.
Yeah, and this one you can do all sorts of things on it as well. You can change the size, you can squeeze and expand some of the frames. So I could have taken one of those pictures and made it bigger than the rest. So it's quite clever what you can do, but I kept it really simple as it was the first time I was trying to do it. And I know that sometimes if you try and overcomplicate things, it takes too long and you get really frustrated. So I wanted just to try and keep it as a first effort of what I was trying to achieve, really. But I was really pleased with it.
No, I think it's
passport photos.
I think we might be using those for a while. I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And also, something done in lockdown, a project in lockdown that you probably wouldn't have got around to otherwise. Is that the case?
No, exactly. Why would I? And I prefer to take photos of other people. So it was quite interesting, and I had to not judge how I looked in the pictures as well, which is it's hard enough to do with one picture, but doing it with 16 pictures and not judging and picking myself apart visually, and just going, do you know what? That's how I look right now. That's fine.
How many pictures did you take to to get?
I think I took about, there's 16 there. I think I took about 22. There was a few more nuances in between, but this was the most you could put in that one collage was 16, so I had to pick the ones.
Yeah, no, but really, really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Well
you.
done. Brilliant.
And this is Gary, and I think Gary took this a while ago, but that doesn't matter. And it's taken in. Is Gary here?
No.
No, and I think he took it photographing into sort of silver, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it's the back of a big whiteboard. The back of a whiteboard. Yeah.
And it's a sort of, and you can just sort of, and it's at the club, if I remember rightly, and it's just taken. You can just sort of make out the figures, obviously, and I really like the composition. It looks like a sort of menacing group coming towards you, doesn't it? It's,
Me and Sandy.
Sorry?
Me and Sandy. I don't know how menacing we are.
Oh, right, okay. Well, obviously he's made you do that. So great stuff from Gary. I wish he was here. Digna. I mean, this is George.
Digna.
Yeah, and there's a great story behind this as well, that about sort of social distancing. I think and freedom. Yeah, and you know, making the use of creativity when we're allowed out, and if we're allowed out, or if we can go out. And this
you really like the framing of the pathway one.
The pathway one has just not long been ripped off actually this morning by Nikki and I on our early morning exercise. So Digna, sorry about that. The money's in the post. But,
really lovely.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. And there's Chriso showing his. Showing us all his various projects under lockdown. You've got the dumbbells, the table tennis bat, the snooker, the dartboard, the boxing glove, and it's really, really interesting to see a snapshot of a documentary of Chris's life right now and what he's getting up to and what he's doing. Absolutely perfect, fits the brief completely.
You really liked on the snooker table the light behind.
Yeah. Yeah, so and taking into consideration, hopefully, tips from previous weeks, about lighting and something else that Chris does very well, actually, I'd like to talk about on Friday, which is angles of photographs, where you would take them. But anyway, I digress.
Alexis?
Yeah.
Sandy and Brandon have raised their hands, so let me just see if... Brandon, do you want to speak?
Hi, I just wanted to say, Chris is amazing at snooker. He is. I played him on. When I went over to Chris's, we had a game, and Chris absolutely destroyed me. Chris is unbelievable. Okay, if anyone can beat him, I will personally buy you a whole new bat. Okay. Chris is unbelievable. So please. If you can, Chris is amazing. That's all I want to say.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Did you say that Sandy had it?
Yeah, Sandy.
I couldn't see myself. I still can't. It was just I joined late, and I was sorry, but it's terrific. But I wasn't sure if I joined you because I didn't see you on the screen.
Sandy, we can't see you. We can hear you. It looks like you might have your something covering the camera. On your tablet. Oh, there we go. What was it? A thumb?
That's what I do.
You there? Were you on your tablet, Sandy, or were you on your...
Well, I tried the tablet. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. We can see... Yeah, we can see your flat.
Oh.
Turn the camera around. Flip the camera, yeah.
That better?
You got your rollers in today, Sandy? Flip camera.
Should we go to the next shot?
Yeah.
This is Lucy.
This is Lucy, and this is great. With creation and projects under lockdown, we've obviously got a beautiful beech tree that has just come out, in the last couple of weeks. We've got food. I don't know if that's one of Fran's. Is that Fran's recipe there? I don't know. And then you've got the seagull eyeing the food hungrily. which is you know, something that you used to in Brighton.
Lucy's unmuted.
But yeah, I love.
Hang on. Did you say Lucy's unmute? Sorry.
Yeah, no, Lucy's unmuted. So you're on, Lucy. Do you want to just talk about why is the seagull above the food? Because that's.
We put it that way.
Yeah,
I see.
So oh, sorry.
No.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi. I wanted to say, my mum's friend who's been taking me to feed my rabbit had some bit of bread needed to be new. Well, stale bread needed to be used, and it all came over. I was trying to run away, and then I managed to take a photo because one of the seagulls was there from a distance, and I zoomed up on my phone. I zoomed up on it. And
good photo.
It's a really good photo, isn't it?
Yeah,
The seagull.
yeah, and just again, productivity and creativity under lockdown. Perfect.
And the food
Absolutely.
is my mum's cooking. She's been cooking me wonderful, healthy food to keep me healthy.
Oh.
And the tree I thought was amazing tree. I had to take a picture. I got it in
Where is the tree?
from my mum.
Where is that tree?
Stamid Park.
Yeah, good. Yeah, gorgeous. Well done, Lucy.
Really good shot.
Really well done, Lucy.
Well
Brilliant
done.
stuff.
Brilliant.
Steve. Now this obviously has got. I think this is so strong. You know, I mean, it's a story of the time in which we're living in.
And the theme is isolation.
Yeah, and yes, that's right. Sorry, Steve. The theme is isolation. He called it isolation, and you know, you've obviously got all those sort of figures on the seafront. I take it that's the seafront going along and is looking through the window. I think this is such a strong story. Yeah. I mean, it brings it home, doesn't it?
I don't think he's with us. I'm going to unmute him, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Really good.
Really strong.
Lenora.
Again, we've got a sort of isolation photograph on one side of someone looking for, I think with their pajamas still on by the looks of it. The story, I suppose, or you know, the decay that's probably going around because of lockdown, and I hope no £20 notes were harmed in the making this photograph. I don't know. I don't know if Lenora's on and would like to explain. But I mean, I think this is a fantastic commentary on what's cashless society.
Like a KLF video.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
There is, which should have been a video on that one, but the story there is very obvious with the anti-back behind. Nobody will touch money. They only want contactless cards. You can see the cards on the left. And my agent will give me the refund on that when they buy the tissues.
I thought this is a brilliant. I thought this is a brilliant set, and you know, a real project and creation from lockdown. I mean, you know, you would have sums it up perfectly. Really well done.
The lady on the left is always at the window at a certain time that I'm down there doing touchy. She's always stands in the same place watching, and it's so still. So still, you know.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I was particularly blown away by this. Yeah, really strong. Right, this one we have to leave up for a little while, obviously, because they've got Juliet's lyrics. I don't know if people have time to go through the lyrics or have a quick.
Well, if I unmute Juliet? Juliet, is that your? Do you want to rap? Do you want to just give that a quick? Yeah. Go on.
You always put me on the spot here, don't you, Tim?
Say that again.
You always put me on the spot, don't you?
You love it.
Do you want to say them, Juliet, or do you just want us to read?
You can read them if you want to.
Julia, I think you said there's a link to the rap, which I missed, I'm afraid. Maybe you want to send us that so everybody could hear it. Would that work?
Yep.
So people can listen. But what we really loved about this is the fact that it's you know, the lyrics and the photograph that fit, and a really beautiful combination.
Yeah, yeah, very, very impressed. And again, showing great creativity under lockdown in many ways.
Raised his hand.
Yeah, Juliet is going to do the rap tomorrow. She's going to have 24 hours practice, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, Juliet has agreed to do the rap for us tomorrow.
Well, better. Thank you, Nick.
Okay,
Brilliant.
thanks, Nick.
Brilliant, thank you.
Well done, Juliet. Absolutely
Excellent.
brilliant.
Yeah, I also put the
You're a bit
link
out there.
to the rap in the chat as well.
Cut
I
out
did
there a
put
bit,
the,
Juliet. We didn't hear that. We'll look forward to your rap tomorrow.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, the link's in the chat. Yeah, got it.
So here's obviously, not obviously, this is Theresa. We have some
Scooby Quattro there on the iPad.
Yeah. So many things there that, you know, the brilliant use of the Scrabble, the angle. I think there's a cake in the background, obviously cycling. There's some suspicious looking bunny ears in the background. I even think it says BTTC looking forward to jar.
Yeah, we had that on the show.
Right.
It's been on the show, Theresa.
Yeah, it's not everything, but I just like let all things I've done in lockdown, and letter writing, playing table tennis, painting pebbles, origami box, the Scrabble countdown things. The tins on the bike are my weights for when I'm doing fitness gold. I read all those books.
Have you?
And lots of my fancy dresses dotted around from Fancy Dress Friday.
You play table tennis on that table with a roll net?
No.
I like those kind of tables. They're interesting rallies.
Yeah,
it's my little collage anyway.
Yeah, it's a great composition, and also again showing, you know, the creativity that's come out of lockdown, and projects that have perhaps you wouldn't, I don't know, you may not have got round to before, or not all of them. Is that
certainly Susie Quattro?
Certainly.
Unless every weekend.
No, definitely wouldn't have done that.
Brilliant? Well done, Susie. There's
First of all, Susie, sorry, there's only 3. I couldn't download the other one. So if you want to use that next week, perhaps, or something, but I'm sorry for that.
But yeah, I apologise that we could just get the 3 on. But I again, the composition is fantastic. You've got the various stuff. Sorry for using the word stuff. Projects that you've been getting up to. You've got nature, family, table tennis. I think there's even a card leaning against the net that, if you zoom in on, talks about please leave the parcel on the doorstep. I don't know. I thought this again was really, really strong, and just shows what people are getting up to. I mean, I don't know if Susie can unmute Susie. If she's...
Yeah, go on, Susie.
Yeah, these are definitely, I've been the busiest. I mean, I'm busy anyway, normally, but I think in COVID, I've been busier than ever. And the last one, which you couldn't unload or upload, was actually about moods,
right.
which is probably the one that you go after looking at all these, because it's all about sort of exhaustion or happiness, all different moods that you get into in COVID. So these were all the different things, because I'm doing an art project, so I'm still I have to produce art. I didn't actually put my violin in there because I didn't have a picture of it, but I miss quite a lot of my family, and some of these are COVID pictures, and I think there's one that isn't, and that's where my son's hugging me because he can't hug this. So it was a kind of like feeling that your family are close, but they're not there to hug you. And so I kind of put that in because that's what I would like to do with all my family and friends and stuff. The socks were sometimes when you just want to, when you're looking down, and that's what I saw. Was my worn out, my slippers had got so worn out during COVID, you know, for doing activities around the house. And the table tennis balls are there for ball skills and things like that. And there's my radio at the back of that. And there's all sorts of different projects I'm doing. But that last one you can't unload, moods, I think it does actually show how I feel about it all. So these are what I do and stuff, but that last one is how I feel about it all.
Susie, would you be happy for me to send that to Tim and he can put it on the WhatsApp group for people to see? The movie one.
That's very sweet. Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, please do that.
Thank you.
I love your table tennis table. I love that net. Yeah.
Oh, there's a
really,
story.
really.
There's a story. The table tennis table with the dandelion. And there was another one on the other side, which was the original table, which was a garden table. During COVID, we've managed to get the wood, and that's why the projects one, and we made our own table tennis table. And I kind of liked the light shining on the table tennis
You and your
table,
son. You and
which
your
I
son.
saw. So me and my son have been, we've been playing on this garden table that, you know what you said, you like playing on those tables. We had a very rickety one that bent and everything. So we just managed to get some wood, but it took a whole month for it to come. And then we varnished it and stuff, which is what we're playing on now. It's great.
Oh, well, thanks.
And our
Thank
neighbours
you.
are very busy getting our balls.
Excellent.
Thank you for sharing. Brilliant, really. Obviously, Serena and the famous Pedro in the background there.
That's good.
Yeah, doing the. I don't know. Haven't been able to tune in to Pedro's workouts, but I don't know if this is one of them. But the composition, the story, very, very hard to do, as well as I've discovered photographing table tennis. And I think Serena has done it brilliantly. And
is it hard to get the ball in action?
yeah. How did you? Is Serena's there? How did you photograph that?
Let me just find her. Sorry. Yeah, there we go.
Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Nikki. Hi. I set the camera up and got on a tripod. I've got my husband to take a photograph while I batted the ball up, and I zoomed the iPad picture onto the TV and paused it on that exercise, which is sitting on the floor, which is quite handy because my ankle's a bit dodgy at the moment. So that's the only one I could do at the moment. And so we just kept throwing the ball up and trying to make it look like I was doing the exercise.
You spilled your cup of tea? You spill your
the cup. Pedro puts the cup on.
Oh no!
You can't quite see it, but you know the little link you sent. One of the exercises. You've got to spin the ball in the cup.
So
that's part of the.
Sorry, Serena.
Oh.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I just enjoyed this again. That the productivity, creativity under lockdown, the project, the fact that you got Pedro there as well. You're in your
yeah.
It's,
no one's looking. You can do anything in you.
2 months ago, to think that we'd be doing this, now that just looks sort of, well, that's just what we're all doing now, isn't it? But 3 months ago, this was happening. Then, yeah.
I thought I'd do myself in my PJs. Didn't work though. Still couldn't get the ball in.
Brilliant.
No, they're lovely photos.
Thanks.
Here's Jez, who's been very active in black and white as well, and on his bike. Absolutely great angles, and the story of creativity at home, and then the exercise that we're allowed to do during lockdown. I thought this was a really, really strong pair. I can't, Jez, are you sure you're not a photographer?
No, it's just under my iPhone. Lucky shots.
Sorry. Well, I think you should. I should pack my stuff away in its bag and give it all to you, because these are really, really, really strong. You should be really proud, and also great documentary photographs as well. Really good.
And good use of light. You're talking about the shadow.
Yeah.
And the light.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Liz, yes.
Yum.
This photo makes me just want to reach in and then break off a piece of bread and eat it, and you've got everything. I like the lighting on this as well, because I know this is difficult to light, and hopefully, well, maybe some of the lighting tips that we tried have worked on this, and you've been well, you can see everything there. You know, cooking, blowing bubbles by the looks of it, cups of tea, bottles of wine. Again, this is a story, a sort of documentary photograph of lockdown. I love it, absolutely love it. And Liz, you should be really proud.
It's one of your photos there, Alexis, as well.
Oh, you know, even better then, obviously. Mr. Tonks here with his, well, the middle one is, I was really impressed by. I mean, I know it's got compressed, so some of it's missing when we're showing them. That's his origami. So, you know, total creativity under lockdown. And then we have amazing use of light and the symbol that, one of the symbols that's become the norm, isn't it? You know, with Zoom, of the heart, of love. Along with the thumbs up, I suppose. And I just thought this was such a strong set of photographs from Andrew. He's really, really proud of these. And great use of light and composition. Again, yeah, really, really impressed.
Thank you, Andrew.
And the winners of this week's Exciting Star Prizes, which obviously is portraits drawn by me, Stickmen, are Story. There's joint winners, Steve and Leonora, because I couldn't separate these two, but I just think that the stories behind these pictures really sum up, you know, how a lot of people must be feeling right now, and very, very powerful, very strong, and socially documentary wise, real story of our times.
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you very much, Alexis.
Composition, Andrew.
Yes, Tonks.
Is he there?
Is he there?
Yeah, go on, Tonks. How do you think?
Absolutely, really, really love the composition on these, and very well deserved, Andrew. Brilliant.
Excellent.
Technique. I know that this is twice, you know, the second time in a week that
No, twice.
well, twice in 2 weeks that Pippa has won, but this is faultless technique wise, and you learned a new technique doing it. The story behind it was great as well, but I don't know. I mean, I hopefully you're going to get that blown up large and put it on your wall, because
I might do, yeah.
Well, actually, you can if you want to. There are places that you can get photos. 'Cause I had to get some blown up last week, but if you get the chance, yeah, it should be in a frame on your wall. This is wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Project.
We give to Juliet.
We give to Juliet. Yeah, I just think with the lyrics and the wolf face, and just to show how creative you can be under lockdown, this is perfect. And I don't know, Juliet, you should be so proud. Absolutely wonderful.
Well done, Juliet.
Well done, Juliet.
So next week, a bit of a random one this next week.
Not random.
Not random.
Can we add bushes to that just for Cheetos?
We were missing Cheeto's entries. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. Obviously, this can be outside, inside, even if you've got flowery wallpaper. But please try and think about what we've learned so far about this use of light, composition, maybe even a story, and angles, which I'm going to do sort of top tips apparently on this Friday. But it's, you know, with spring and everything out, I mean, I know this might be difficult for some people who can't get out, but hopefully there is some form that people can participate in this next week, and they can be in it or not in it as well. I hope, does that make sense? Are there any questions?
Brilliant.
We can't see chat while we're presenting, so I don't know if there are any questions that have come through, Tim.
Juliet's just put on that wrap has taken her about 3 years to do, so that's obviously a long-term project. Well done.
Right.
We were talking about Liz, love the bubbles, brilliant, Andrew, well done, Juliet. Just lots and lots of compliments, really. Fantastic project, Serena. Lenora said that. Pippa said that Theresa's garden looked like another memory game. You could do a spot the difference. I was thinking with all of that.
I was thinking that.
Yeah. I love the sky behind the goal. This was Pippa talking about Lucy's. Looks like a watercolour. Blue sky on the inside. What a juxtaposition. Pippa was talking about Chris O's ones. It said that looks more like a lock-in.
What I do hope, just to interject there, is, I mean, I hope that people are also having fun doing this, you know, under lockdown. And it doesn't seem like a chore, because that's the last thing I want it to be. I want it to be fun as well. And that's really super important. And you know, and it looks like people are, by and large, having fun doing it. And I'm having fun.
It looked like Fairchild was having fun rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
Lenora, your microphone's on. Where'd you get fake 20s then? How much do they cost?
It's a real one. These I got at bargain price. They're £20 each. I'll open one up.
What, tablecloth?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a serviette. It's about £160 serviette.
Present from Branson. Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to say that name. Anyway, that's what it was, you know.
Brilliant. Again,
thank you.
Well done, everyone. Really, really well done. Because I know that was quite a difficult one this week, and everyone's was really, really good. So brilliant stuff. Thank you.
Excited for next
week.
Yeah.
I'm going to unmute everyone. Can you give a leg?
Another day.
Thanks. Thanks for giving us the inspiration to do creative stuff.
Chicho, you're frozen. Get back in the bush, mate.
Yeah.
All right then. Right, Chris. So, what's next?
Well, so are you ready? So you've got to put the name of the person with the answer to the question. So here we go with the, oh, hold on, photos. I was hoping going to go.
Chris,
okay. Right, here we go. So what girl band had 5 number ones, including Black Coffee? So you've got to put this man's name with that band's name. And what do you get?
What's that man's name? You know what it is?
What girl band had 5 number ones, including Black Coffee? The famous girl band. Oh, we're not getting any answers. Maybe I've made these too hard.
His name. I know his name.
Yeah, but what's the name of the girl band? It's towards the end. It's all... Oh, I've made this too hard. All Saints, Tim, yeah. So it would be Paul Drinkle Saints.
Oh.
Paul Drinkle Saints. Okay. Right, I'll do another one. I think this one's going to be easier. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Love All Saints.
Right. A social gathering at which lively folk dancing takes place. You've got to put those two things together.
Oh, Lou Susie, good. A Tintin Kaylee.
No. Think what her surname is. You've got to do her surname.
Did you say Morris dancing?
No. A social gathering at which lively folk dancing takes place. Remember her second name you've got to use in the answer. It joins up. Yes, Susie's got it. Tin Tin Hoedown. Tin Tin Hoedown. Now you're getting the hang of it. Okay.
If I had my way, girl, we'd be together more and more each day. We'd go on forever, lovers hand in hand. Can't you understand? Girl, you've got to be my woman, I've got to be your man. 'Cause I can't get by without you. I need you more each day. The way I feel about you leaves nothing more.